I'm listening to DeMar DeRozan and JJ Redick on JJ Redick's podcast, the old man and the three. And I'm listening to how, DeMar is saying that you'll be surprised on how few guys in the league actually watch basketball. Basically, my understanding, saying that, very few guys actually care about the game like that. And, JJ has the vocabulary of calling a guy a sicko in a good way, meaning, Chris Paul, you're a sicko because you're absolutely sickly, mentally illy invested in the game of basketball, right? And that's the thing. I want to be more of a sicko. I don't like that, or I should say, I want to be that. I'm just constantly consuming basketball content. Now, obviously, I can't. That's not my life. It's not going to, more than likely, it's not going to be a way I make income to support my family and things like that. So it's not necessarily something that I should be focused immensely on. But I would love to be that type of person. And that's one reason, honestly, as a side note, not the point of this video, that makes me sad. I can't be a sicko about basketball, even though I really want to be. And I want to be more of a sicko about basketball. But at the end of the day, it's I can't be that involved in something that's not going to be benefiting me. Besides just temporary, small happinesses. Anyway, so he's saying that, and he's saying, guys would rather go home and play video games, right, than watch games. And he said that Dwayne Casey gave an example, or asked the team that they played yesterday, and they were playing Boston today, meaning at the time. And so he asked the team or he asked one player, what color did Boston wear yesterday? And he didn't know, right? And DeMar was like, I take that personal, that's offensive, basically saying that's offensive to me because we were playing basketball. And all I can think about is Michael Jordan killing his teammates, making them want to win. That's the thing that I want. I want to kill people that they want to win. You know what I mean? I want my teammates to be that sick. The problem is, maybe I'm working hard, but I can't show that that's my hard work. You know what I mean? Legit, when we were in ABL, even the last game where, alhamdulillah, we only had 5 guys and I was in the game a lot, I was literally and I told 2 of the guys on our team, afterwards I told them, I want to say every time down the court, give me the ball. Every possession I need to touch the ball. I want to say that. But obviously I know that I'm not respected like that. One, even though I think they do it, If I said that, I think guys would say, okay, they're not going to start fighting me about it. But the bigger thing is they know and I know that I'm not the most skilled basketball player on the team, right? Even though I feel like I'm working really hard towards basketball, they know and I know that I'm not the most skilled basketball player on the team. And I remember, I believe it was Lou Will, back when he played with the Lakers and back when he played with Kobe, he was telling a story on a podcast, I don't recall the podcast, where he was saying that, if I recall correctly, it was after a loss to Toronto, and we know when Kobe was in the league, Toronto was a pretty bad team. He said, Kobe came into the locker room and said, after every possession, I touch the ball. And, he cursing saying it, right? Not just saying it like I said it, but saying it with curse words. Every mother possession, I'm going to touch the effing ball. And everybody's at first oh, he's joking. But his face was so serious. And so everybody's oh, no, he's serious like crazy. And so that's what made me understood. And I feel that way. And just like Michael Jordan, he would push guys to be if you don't want to win, you're not on this team. Right? Obviously, that killed Kwame Brown's career, but in my opinion, that made Scottie Pippen. If Scottie Pippen was not on the Bulls, in my honest opinion, if he did not develop under Michael Jordan's craziness, he would not have been Scottie Pippen. He would not have been an all-time defensive player. He would not have been one of the greatest defensive wings the game has ever seen. He would have been a good defender. He would have been oh, yeah, cool, he can do a little this, little that. But he would not have been the Scottie Pippen we know. I'm not even talking about 6-time champion Scottie Pippen. I'm talking about individually, how good and skilled he was as an individual. I don't think he would have been that if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, and I honestly do think that way. Because Michael Jordan, I'm sure, pushed him, and Scottie was the type of personality that was very receptive to that type of pushing. And so that's now, obviously, I don't know if I'm going to play in ABL Season 2. But, man, I want that. I want to be a killer. I want to be a sicko, as JJ says, and I want to be on a team full of sickos. Mashallah, or I want to make that team full of sickos. Like, honestly, I don't even know who in the league is a sicko. You know what I mean? I don't. Like, now I know guys are really good at basketball. Even this season, obviously, guys like Sean or Mashallah, they're ridiculous at basketball. But I don't know. I don't know who's literally planning their day around trying to get better at basketball. I don't know guys that are planning their week. Like, okay, I'm going to do these things throughout the week so that I can be a better basketball player. I know people who say it. I know plenty of people who tell me, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to the this or that. But everybody says stuff. But I don't know. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. I don't want to put evil eye on myself or anybody. Mashallah, la quwwata illa billah. But I don't know guys that are literally like being sick about the game. Like they're literally addicted to basketball. Most people are just trying to have fun. And playing sports and running and releases endorphins, and that makes people happy. And, you know, some people only really like basketball for highlights. You know, like, okay, ball is life was such a big thing in their middle school, high school. I don't know how it is now. I'm sure TikTok and I think overtime is a new one that I've even seen a little bit of. And I'd be watching that like, bro, this is not helping me. This is not showing me what they did well. Cool, clickbaity headline, maybe an honest, true headline, but it's not telling me or showing me anything deep about the game. Anyway, you know, ooh, crossover, cool. But I don't know if statistically that's an effective crossover. Oh, he did a crazy dunk. Well, I can't take anything away from that. There's no benefit for me for that. I remember even being asked one time when Zion was in high school, what do you think about Zion Williamson? I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know anything really about him. And so the guy showed me his Ball is Life mixtape. And I'm like, it's a lot of dunks against guys much smaller than him. I don't know how that's going to translate. I can't really tell that. Even Saturday, someone asked me, that is yesterday, you know, what do you think about this player if he was in the NBA? One of the ABL players. I'm like, mashallah, I think clearly he's the best ABL player here. But I don't know how it would translate, you know. I'm not sure how tall he is. He's like, what, 6 foot? I know he's very athletic, mashallah, but I don't know what his NBA comparison athleticism is. You know what I'm saying? His size, athleticism. I mean, Curry is 6'3". Now Curry is dominating the NBA. But, like, you know, that stuff is very different. Competitiveness, competition level, all those things are very different. But anyway, that was just something that I thought about. Like, you know, I'd love to be on a team full of sickos. Because, you know, I guess I'll end with this show all up. When I was on that team and I would put things in the group chat, and I know people are not responding. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's saying anything back. No one's responding to things I say, or someone, like, there's a little light response. Check it out. Like, I put a 10-minute video about the zone, and I said, watch the first 5 minutes. That would be good. We didn't play against the zone, to be frank, so no problem. But, yeah, I don't think anybody said anything about that video. I made a band zone video. I sent it to one person individually. I'm pretty sure he watched the whole thing, alhamdulillah. But it wasn't enough to teach the guy, like, you know, like how to actually do it, because he didn't feel confident in it still. And I was like, okay, cool. I understood, because honestly, from my perspective, you know, stuff is different than everybody else, and I'm not going to go into detail actually about that, so forgive me about that tangent. But yeah, that's about it, you know. I want to be a sicko, and I want to make my teammates sickos, and I want to play on a team full of sickos. Same like Michael Jordan, Kobe, you know, guys like that, mashallah, I want to be a sicko, and I want to play on a team full of sickos. That's basically it. Alright, assalamu alaikum, guys. Peace out.